During the last 48 hours alone, there have been a lot of war-related news being put out. In today's video, we're going to discuss how those news could impact not only the stock market, but also the crypto market. I'm also going to be sharing with y'all some stocks to keep on your watch list for tomorrow as they present money-making opportunities. And we're going to look at some of the stocks that I've mentioned in the past videos. Y'all, let's dive into the charts. Well, actually, first and foremost, let's look at those news. Let's look at those headlines. So this is what's been happening. Again, if you missed it or if you haven't seen this, there have been attacks from Iran to Israel, and now today, if you look at this news, it says right here Israel vows to respond to the attacks. So there is a whole lot of tension happening right now. And if you look at the crypto markets, when these news got put out, we have one sell-off. This is the Ethereum chart right here. And as you can see, it's slowly trickling down. And the next level of support is around like 2,700, maybe 2,650. So I think it does have a little more room. But as more of these news get put out, we're gonna see more panic. Now let's look at the market. Let's look at the Nasdaq. If you missed yesterday's Thursday night's video, I shared with you guys a warning. I used QQQ to be exact. All right, I told y'all with a move like this, from a structure as clean as that ascending triangle right there, the best thing to do is to collect your money right here in the red box. All right. Because more often than not, after these massive moves, there's tend to be a big move to the opposite direction of equal magnitude, and that's exactly what we got. A move from 38 to a move from 438 to 446, and then a move from 442 down to 436. Same magnitude, but to the downside. And the Bears are still controlling the situation at the moment. These greedy individuals who decided to swing long between Thursday and Friday are going to panic again today, and we're going to see the market tumble some more. The gap on the left has yet to be filled. The gap down to $425. And again, as more of these war-related news get put out, we could see that gap get filled very, very quickly. Maybe by Tuesday, honestly. I think by Tuesday or by Wednesday, we could see it get completely filled. Now, could it get lower? We'll have to wait and see. I will discuss this like I always do on a daily basis. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already. All right. Now, let's discuss the VIX. And again, this is an update on the VIX. I made a video about the VIX over here. I believe it was on 4-4 right here. And I told you, I showed you the falling wedge on the charts. And I drew the price target of 19. It took a sweet time. I thought it was actually going to hit last week. Not last week, but the week before that. The week before that, which was the 12th of April. No, which was the 6th. I believe it was gonna hit somewhere around here. I thought the move was gonna happen sooner, but instead it happened on Friday. Very sloppy structure, but eventually it got there. Could it go up some more? Most likely. All right. Now, the first stock that y'all want to keep in your watch list for tomorrow. That stock is Oracle. All right, now with Oracle, I guess this is kind of an update. The stock is still clean. All right, so I don't see why not discuss this some more. To that way, it provides an update to a lot of y'all who are still holding puts on this one since I made that video after that candle right here. All right. It looks like we're about to go lower. Watch for the breakup 120. That gap is still there. There's two gaps. One to 114, and then the other one to 108. So watching for a drop. The structure is still clean. Something that the stock is not supposed to do is it's not supposed to get above 122. If it does, dish the play. All right. From this point forward, it looks committed. It looks committed to collapse. All right. And if we see this thing behave really, really well, that bell that I pull at the top shouldn't ring. So watch this one for a drop down here. Let me put the green circle right here by Friday. Now, the next stock that I want to share with all of you, this one is an update on the sector, which I told y'all to watch for a drop on, like, I think Thursday, or I think Tuesday night or Wednesday night. I shared this one with you. It was banks, Citi. All right. Now, Citi and also JP Morgan, and I also believe there's one more stock, Wells Fargo. All three of them reported earnings on Friday, and one of them definitely collapsed. I think that was JP Morgan. And then two of them opened higher just to have an all-day fade, like you see right here. All right. The gap at the top, which was right here this gap, it got taken care of on Friday. Now, the only way that this stock is looking is downward. It wants to go lower. This is a bearish engulfing candle. And typically what happens after these, we tend to see this and we tend to see that. Okay. So watch all of the banks for a drop, at least to the first line of support at 58 bucks. Remember, we trade contracts here. It might not seem like a lot, but in regards to the contracts, that's like a 60 to 70% gain if it gets there tomorrow, and like a 300% or 400% gain if we get there, if we get to like 56.50 by Tuesday. Okay, so just keep that in mind. We trade options here. Options, people. Which I'm talking about these options, as you can see. All right, so that's the second stocks, or yeah, to keep in your watch list. Now, a quick update. Congratulations to anybody who held and made money on Rust. All right, congratulations to y'all. This was a very simple trade, a very textbook setup that I decided to share with y'all from 142. So it just kept going sideways, and then when the market kind of gave out on Friday, it finally went to that price target, to right into the green circle perfectly, right? Well, maybe not perfectly, but it's in there. It got to 136 on time, and I believe the contracts that expired on Friday were up by they were up by 10x between Thursday and Friday, the contracts that expired that day. All right, so congrats to anybody who was able to nail that trade. The next stock that we're going to look at, this one I shared it with y'all just in case I was completely wrong about it. Google. Now, Google was very generous to longs. All right, first it had its massive move. I told y'all to watch it for a long because it was the only bullish structure that I believe could actually make it to 165. Or at least show something out the gates. And it definitely showed something. Like, anybody who've been greedy here, the stock gave them a second opportunity to take their money off the table and pretty much to just break even right here before the reversal and the sell-off throughout the remainder of the day, like I warned you guys QQQ would do. This is a tech stock, therefore it usually follows QQQ. Now, since it got below 158, y'all remember what I told y'all, right? When the stock doesn't do what we like and it moves like this, the structure is nullified. And what happens here is that these individuals who may have chased it long, hoping for a much bigger move, they're going to panic, and there's going to be more chaos, right? Which means that there is a bearish opportunity on here to 150 bucks. is going to collapse because this is not something that it's supposed to do. And psychologically, it's just going to cause fear into the stock and we might see more sell off. It's just the way to think about it. And that's what I've seen typically happen when a stock doesn't do what it appears it wants to do. When it doesn't do that, then watch it for that kind of move. All right, now the last stock that we're going to discuss in today's video, that stock is Apple. All right, now Apple chose option number one. Option number one was a doji at the top. I drew this with for y'all in the last video with a close at 176. It wasn't quite a doji because it opened up lower, all right, but it still closed at 176. Is it going to move up again and move up big? I don't know, and I don't think so. I think it's going to follow the market again and actually reverse. The market is actually, at least the Nasdaq is trying to catch up to this drop that's been happening since the beginning of the year. This is a negative 15% drop on Apple. QQQ is only down by like maybe 3% from the very top. 2.5%, right? So there's still some catching up to do. And if the gap gets filled, then we will see this thing at negative 5%. All right. So again, eventually one is going to line up with the other, especially with Apple being, I think it's the most valuable traded company. I think so. I might be wrong, or at least it's one of the most valuable traded company. So just keep that in mind moving forward. So that's my honest thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Do not forget to smash the like button. As always, remember, I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 10 p.m. Eastern time. This video is a little bit late, I know, all right, but definitely click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way YouTube notifies you whenever I release these videos a little bit late. All right, now if you'd like to be part of a private Discord community, we get all of this information in real time as I see them. You can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Paul and Kuman at Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in tomorrow night's video.